Shalom, this is Follow Yeshua.
And Sister T.
And Chubby. And Tootie. And Pebby.
And Mackie.
And this is Baby Monty.
And little Mon. So, people have asked, following Yeshua, we see some of your children in the videos, why don't you do a video that has everybody in it? And it's really hard to do those videos because either I'm at work or we're out here working on the land, or Sister T's got something going on, homeschooling the children or whatever. So it's really hard sometimes to just line everything up. But today, we did it. Me and my son right here, little Mac, were laying footers. That's why we have the little headscarves on. We're pouring sweat. We just threw some clothes on for this video. We were pouring footers. He's 2 years old. This little boy is 2 years old. I guarantee you knows more about construction work or hard work than 80% of men. So anyways, just to bring the family out here to say shalom, but also, just to have a little discussion. Because, we all care. What is going on?
I don't know.
What is going on, Sudie?
Mugging the camera.
She's smiling. Everybody asks, we come from the inner city. We as a family came from the inner city, out here to the Rock, and we left behind all the things of the world to pursue following the Father, including the separation, physically separating. And it's been a blessing. Let's go to the children. Let's go to the children. Shelby, let me get a microphone real quick. Shelby.
Look at Daddy's microphone.
Shelby. What have you enjoyed about living out here?
There's a big land and you can play a lot out here. There's a lot of space.
There is a lot of space. What else have you enjoyed? Have you enjoyed the animals?
I'm very excited.
They're very excited about the animals. We're getting goats next year, and what else we get next year? Chickens next year. This one right here just asked me today, can I get her a horse? What did I say? No, I'm not getting you a horse.
I want a horse.
I'm not getting you a horse.
Please.
No. So I'm putting it out there right now. Any man, child, any man who has a child who is like, oh, his daughters are set apart and beautiful and yada yada yada. If your son is going to even look at this one, she wants a horse. She wants a horse. I'm sorry, she wants a horse.
I want two.
Oh, this one too. She wants a horse too.
I want a horse too.
Listen, my daughters want horses, and I ain't getting it. So there you go.
No worries, they'll serve you well.
And that's like in the ear.
Yes. Well, we raised them to be holy. We raised them to be set apart. In Ecclesiasticus, it talks about the father raising up early for his daughters, specifically his daughters, and the care for them taketh away sleep. Why? Because he doesn't want his daughters to be a child in his house. Meaning, Mackie, calm down. What was that?
Water.
Oh, hold on one second. I gotta get my son some water. And we're back. We got his water. But it's, because it's a scourge. It's an offense against the father to have daughters that are with children in his home. So we have raised them right. We have raised them to preserve themselves for their husband, to be obedient. Let's ask them. Okay. Hey, what things should a wife do?
Submit to her husband.
Wait. Tell the camera that I want you to listen to this so that y'all have a clear understanding that if you raise your children up from this age, they will understand when they get older. Say it loud.
Submit to your husband
What
and
else?
obey them what they say instead of arguing.
Instead of arguing?
Mm-hmm.
Wait. You mean that she can't sit there and I got something to say. Nah, you listen to me. She shouldn't be doing that?
Yes.
Yes, she should be doing that?
No, she should not be doing that. She
Oh.
should be obeying her husband, and her husband say be quiet, and stop acting like a Jezebel.
It's not acting like a what?
A Jezebel.
Come a little bit closer. A little bit closer. Acting like a what?
A Jezebel.
Oh, thank you, sweetie. Thank you. I mean, this is what raising children is about. This is what we as men should be doing. Raising our daughters not to learn how to twerk and shake their butt and do all sorts of abominations and sins. I'm not saying that, but that when she gets married, between her and her husband, that whatever, hey, that is out. But I'm raising them before, you know, I don't want them to have that world inside of them. But it seems that we want the world so much, and then we offer
No, you wait your turn.
It seems like we offer that to our children, and then we defile our children at such an early age. There's a video I want you to watch. It's linked in the description. It's this one at how old was she?
3.
3 years old, doing the commandments at was it Tabernacles
Yeah.
or Passover? Tabernacle or Passover.
Passover.
6 years ago. At 3 years old, it's gonna be linked in the description. This is why I'm fiery about living this thing instead of just talking about it, because so many of us talk about this. So many of us talk about this, but we ain't living it. I mean, it's sad that we have to go through this, that we have to talk about these things, but they're the ones that are coming up behind us. They are the ones. I'm teaching him to be a man. He's learning skills at 2 that men who are 35 don't know how to do. He knows how to level cement. He knows he was pouring water in the cement while I was mixing it and helped me level it. Using his hands. And he's learning the word. He's learning what he's supposed to do as a man. He's learning how to be a husband. He's watching me. And for a lot of men and women, your children are watching you. What example are you giving them? If you want to sit there and yell at your wife, men, what example are you teaching your sons? And what are you teaching your daughters? You know what I'm saying?
I guess so. Yeah, the children, they watch you. Um, the children show us every day what they see in our household. So, and women, daughters are watching you. We teach them early, especially the girls, that they're supposed to be quiet, and we teach them, what a woman that, has a Jezebel spirit looks like, how she behaves, and we teach them to do opposite. I even share to the children or things that they may remember in past time, what I've done wrong, and showing them that it's actually wrong. I talk to them about I talk to them about it, what I have done wrong or what they have seen, and let them know that that is wicked and that is wrong. And we teach them the proper way to behave themselves. So that way they know what it looks like to do wrong. They know what it looks like to do right. So that way they know not to do those things. And also then show them what they should be doing in my behavior, as well as what I'm teaching them. Like this one right here knows how to make bread and tortillas and pizza, because I'm teaching her those things, and she's getting pretty good at it. I mean, she's competing with me. She's telling me that she thinks my bread is better than, her bread is better than mine. And that's what I want, So she already knows how to do those things. This one knows how to make tortillas as well, and as well as bread. And she's getting good at the other stuff as well. So, we're teaching those things so they'll be ready when they're called to be a wife.
And that's way far in the future. That's way far in the future. Because, like I've said, anybody who seeks to take any of my daughters as a wife, as when they're older, you got to go through me. Which means me. You're gonna have to be some quality of a man. And even as far as my sons go, you're gonna have to be some quality of a woman, because he's learning what men don't know how to do: build. See, anybody can get on YouTube and type out a long response of a bunch of words, but it takes a man to build. It takes a man to build a family. It takes a man to build a community. It takes a man to build a house. And I'm not talking about the physical house. I'm talking about even the spiritual house. It takes a man to raise up his family without fear of what anybody else is going to say. See, there's a lot of talkers. You know, I love listening to people who talk because when talkers talk, when you say, hey, okay, stop talking, show me, just show me, show me, it disappear, it disappear. See, when y'all put the vision inside of me for what he had me to do, I went after it. I went after it, and he has blessed me. I have lost children in this faith from a previous relationship, but Yah is faithful and just, and he has provided me with so much more. And they walk this thing out daily, along with us. That's why when it comes to families, or even adding another sister to our family, we're very serious about it because it takes something very small to uproot everything that you have put your hand to the plow to do. It takes one small thing to uproot everything, one foul spirit to undo everything. We can't afford that. We can't afford that. So, Tootie, what do you like doing here? Why are you grabbing my beard?
Well, I like doing here, playing, helping Dad stack wood for the winter, and helping him plant seeds.
Plant what?
Plant seeds.
You mean you like gardening? What? You mean you don't like a lot of other little girls do? They want to go out with really really shorts outside and have a little boyfriend. You don't want to have a little boyfriend?
It's wicked.
No. It's what?
It's wicked.
So you gotta be careful with this one, because she'll tell you how it is. This one will tell you how it is. She has like her daddy's personality of, listen, this is what it is. I'm gonna tell you what it is, and if you don't like it, that's your problem. You deal with it. What is with you and this beard? You want it? I mean, even Putty, do you keep the commandments? Answer.
Yes.
Yes.
Louder.
Yes.
Do you love keeping the commandments?
Yes.
What feast day is coming up that you all really really enjoy?
Feast of what?
Feast of trumpet.
Feast of Trumpets. What's after that?
Tabernacles.
Yeah,
Day
Yeah.
of Atonement.
Day of Atonement. And then after that?
Tabernacles.
Tabernacles. They enjoy those three feasts. Because trumpets, they get to blow them. In tabernacles, they get to meet other brothers, sisters, children who they normally don't get a chance to meet.
I don't know
What,
how.
what about Christmas? Yay, Christmas! Yeah.
Wicked.
Halloween, you get to eat all the
Wicked.
candy.
No.
Oh, Thanksgiving, yay! New Year's, yay!
Wait, we like the New Year.
Oh,
Passover.
oh,
Right?
Passover.
This is like our New Year.
Yeah. Oh, wait, I know. Your birthday.
Wicked. Nope. Nope. Wicked.
Oh, what do y'all like doing?
Wait, y'all like eating pork, right?
No.
Oh.
Wicked.
Excuse
I
me.
hate pork.
Isn't it mighty interesting when you look at the word holy days and holidays? The only thing that's changed is the Y to an I. See, they're called holy days. Then, of course, the society comes in, and they love changing what Yah does and putting a nice little spin to it to make it sound like it's for Yah, but it's not. So you have holy days, Holy, that are now changed to Holly days, Holi. Interesting, huh? Little tidbit, little factoid. You see, when you live this thing as a man and as a woman, you don't have a fear. You're just thankful that Yah has called you out from amongst that. For all of you who say, well, I don't have to leave and we don't have to do anything. Okay, listen. I don't understand why you put it on my page. If you don't have to do it, then don't do it. I don't see these same people saying, I don't have to fly in a plane. Oh, then don't fly in a plane then. You're not going to hear any argument from me. I don't understand that. Back to the beard again.
And that may be something we can discuss on a little bit deeper. You don't know how much. I mean, and maybe this is a topic for another video in detail, but you don't know how much and how blessed and how much bondage you can come out of by coming out. It's really
Physically.
like physically coming out releases you from so much bondage. You don't even realize how much bondage you are under. until you start coming out. I mean, it'll reveal your true self, but you don't know how much you don't know until you come out. You don't know how reliant you are on a system until you come out. You don't know how much you don't know how to do because you won't come out. You just don't realize it.
Well, something you said that though, but the key word is do. See, most don't want to do; they want to talk. So there's no need to come out when all you're going to do is talk about it and just talk about stuff. You don't have to come out when you're just going to talk. But if you're going to do, if you're going to actually put your hand to the plow, it's going to require you to do, to be a doer of the word and not a hearer only. So many can quote scriptures. So many will blow me out of the water. I'm sure that they can quote. We got a book of Eli out there where somebody's going to quote the whole book, the whole Bible. But what are you living? What are you living? Are people able to learn from you doing instead of you talking? Because if you teach people by talking, then they learn to talk as well. But if you teach people by doing, they now want to go and do. This is not this way because I talk. It's because they see the work of my hands. They see me do. They see y'all's blessings. They get to experience them. They get to come outside and not have to worry about weed smoke or worry about, bullets passing through our apartments. Instead, they get to come outside and what? Lay footers, pick squash out of their garden, pick red amaranth and what mustards and Swiss chard and beet leaves and Malabar spinach is what we're eating today, and some chicken. They get to come out and build dirt castles and stuff like that. They get to use their mind. And if you look in today's society, they're stopping children from using their mind. That's why they're taking all the creativity out of school. They're taking art out of school, wood shop out of school, auto mechanics out of school, band out of school. Well, sorry, our children are homeschooled. So they don't experience that anyways. Go
But I
ahead.
was gonna say, we experienced that though, just living this way. That's another thing. Like I said, you don't know what you're missing. You don't know what you do not know. You do not know what your children do not know and are not learning. You think they're missing something by living in the city or living in this small amount of a piece of land that they give you and put a house on it that's gonna cost you a fortune. And you're stuck within that perimeter. That's it. Like you have nothing else to expand on. But like living here, these children are really, really, they get real creative. I mean, our soil is clay. I mean, they play in clay. I mean, and then they learn that you can use clay. And then there's leaves and there's sticks. I mean, they have wood shop in school, what they used to. But we have wood shop right here. All you gotta do is cut some of these branches off these trees. And our son thinks he's building things already.
Yeah.
And he will grow up, and before you know it, he will be building something. And the girls are making things already just from the things that we have right here on this property. There's so many things provided for us. When you live on land, Most High already put everything there for you to start using things. And so it's a blessing, and you just don't realize how much you don't know and how much you're keeping yourself from learning when you live in these, what you call a pod homes.
Pod homes, I call them
Pod homes,
UFO homes.
UFO homes with what? Not even an acre of land.
Yeah.
Not
Not even
anything
enough
to
room to stretch
use.
out.
Yes.
I mean, you can't blow your shofar too loud because the homeowners association will call the cops on you, or the homeowners association. You can't blow your shofar too loud because your neighbor might call the cops on you. You can't blow your shofar too loud because the apartment manager might hear it. I mean, and we learn to live that way. We learn to live with these chains on us. So much so to the point that we don't even think we're in chains anymore. All they did is they gave us a little bit more slack. They give us a little bit more slack so we can wander a little bit further away. But the reality of it, you're still chained up.
And they fed us fear.
Yes, we're gonna do a video
Fears.
on that, on the fears that people, the things that we hear people say when it comes to living this sort of life. What about, and what about, and what about, and what about, and what about what the Most High said? He did not give us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. So many are burdened with fear. That's why your mind is not sound. That's why your decisions are not sound, because you're bound by fear. So much fear. Well, I don't have to do this and I don't have to do that. Listen, I'm not telling anybody what they have to do. I'm answering the questions for those who ask. What can they do? How do I? What about? That's what I'm doing. I am following after what he has put in me to follow, the vision that he has put in me. And as you can see, the children are happy. You saw Chubby's face. What kind of face was that to start the video? That's her personality. She gets to be who Chubby is. Tootie gets to be who Tootie is. Putty gets to be who Putty is. Mac gets to be who Mac is. My son, he gets to be a boy. He can come outside with his little shovel and dig the biggest hole in the world, and nobody's gonna come and tell him, "No, don't dig a hole in the front yard." He can dig it, and he can dig it if he wanted to.
Yeah, he has to get bigger to use the pickaxe.
Okay, he has to get bigger. Yeah, to use the pickaxe. You're right. But it's just a joy. It is just a joy, and they get to grow up in this. They get to experience it. They get to experience the closest we'll get to freedom in this world until the King comes. Hallelujah. And delivers all of his people. But it's amazing. So many people are like, "Hey, I would rather just live in bondage and live in the worst situation." There's a lot of I touched on this in previous videos, but there's a lot of pride that people think that they're just gonna you know they're just gonna make it through these tough times because y'all just gonna be there for them. There's a lot of pride. Yet when you see examples in the Bible, our people were always doing. Joseph was preparing. The Bible says twice in Proverbs, the prudent man foresees the evil and hides himself. And based off of what I saw from a lot of people's comments, yeah, I'm thankful to Yah that he gave a spirit of prudence, and he gave me the ability to listen to those who have been doing. Pastor Dow, Pastor Fox, those who have already been doing. Elder Boaz, the Covenant, those who have been doing. See, I've been where many of you are now, and I've said what many of you have said. I've been where you are, but you have not been where I am. You have not been where I am now. I know your experience. I've had your experiences. You haven't had mine. So before you speak foolishly and say, "Well, we and I don't," and da 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 da, maybe you should experience it first before you open up your mouth. Because too many people are opening up their mouth without having any knowledge or experience. They go based off of their feelings, and feelings have led many, many astray. Ecclesiasticus 3:24. For many are deceived by their own
vain opinion.
And an evil suspicion hath overthrown their judgment. When you meditate on that verse and you look at your opinion, you may see why you have been so deceived, just as I have, just as she has. We're going to walk this thing out. And for those who understand, for those who are supportive, bless you. And for those that are not, I'm sure there are other channels out there where you can hear what you want to hear. But you ain't going to hear it from here. You ain't going to hear it from me. Here, we will do. Are we going to do?
Yes.
Yes, Master.
Or are we going to talk?
We're gonna do. Not talk.
Well, we'll do it.
Y'all
Then.
probably gonna talk.
Yeah. You guys can't stop talking.
I mean, y'all haven't learned that one.
So I hope this is edifying. You get to see the children, all 5 of them. And yes, I do want more children. People say, "How many children do you want?" I don't know. How many does it take to make a basketball team? Well,
you have enough to make a basketball team. You only can put 5 players on the court.
yeah, I got my starting squad. But now,
you need second string.
yeah, I need bench players, and then
they gotta scrimmage each other.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I mean,
You're talking to 2 people who play college basketball, so our minds are already there. Yeah. So we gotta get this team to we're sorry for you're part of this conversation. We're just
that's where the next wife come in because, listen, I did my part. I provided the first. I provided the first string, the starters. They'll start the game. She provides the next. My body rests,
Somehow, but see, here's the problem. Somehow, you saying that, people are gonna get on me. Look at what you've done to her. I know. Look. You see that smile? Look at what I've done. Jeez. Anyways, you gonna say bye? You gonna say bye? You gonna say bye? Yeah. Oh. Okay. Mm. These boys. Woo. Praise y'all. These girls. Woo. Praise y'all. This girl. Woo.
This girl. Woo.
Woo. She a handful. Why are you such a handful, Pud?
She laughed.
She's always annoying me.
She was annoying you. She doesn't annoy you. Pud, do you annoy her?
Yes.
Yes. She said yes.
It's embarrassing.
Anyway, see, the next thing is we also have fun. We have so much fun. My off days, when I'm done working, like today, I have an off day, and me and him put some footers in because we're staying in the house, and I worked on the garden some. We cut some wood up, stacked it, and now we're gonna enjoy the rest of the day. Family. See, what you're seeing is a husband, a wife, and children, a unit. You're not seeing her by herself. What kind of family is that? What kind of family is that? Or better yet, take them all off the screen and have me here by myself, telling men how to be a man. N- no evidence that I am one. No legacy. No children that you can see. Me raising up. No wife. Nothing's more annoying than seeing people talk about things that you clearly like. Where's the evidence? Men, you need to be men. Raise your children. Where's yours? Well, I don't have one yet. So what are you speaking from? What is it? What'd you say? It's ridiculous. Or the sisters talking about how to keep a man, but you ran 7 of them off. How many times are you gonna get married? One.
Or two.
No, not
No,
two.
not two.
Not two. See, I told you. I told you. She's the one. She said that intentionally because they both said one. She said she'll do that.
She's a handful.
She's the one who says the opposite of what everyone else says on purpose.
We're working on that part.
We're gonna work on that.
Yeah.
You're gonna have one.
You're gonna have one.
That's what's right. So what are you gonna have?
Say it.
Say it.
One.
Gosh.
You're not speaking two. And see, that's another thing. You have to be very careful with your mouth and how you speak because you speak things into your life. The Bible says what? The tongue is an unruly evil. What man can control it? Life and death is in the power of the tongue. You can speak life into your life, or you can speak death into your life. And so many people are speaking things. Stop.
Stop it now.
So many people are speaking things into their life. Well, I'll never do that. But what if that was your way out? Oh, I'll never go there. But what if that's where Yah had you to go?
Yeah.
Yes.
Also, and maybe when we have future videos, you all will see kind of more things that we're able to show after we get through some of our little busy periods. But we already teach the girls that right now because that's something we weren't taught. So we teach the girls right now if they start doing too much talking and they're saying things they shouldn't be saying or they're speaking things that just shouldn't come out of their mouth, we get on it and we will tell them to control their tongue. Don't just talk stupid and foolishly. So I just wanted to put that out there. You don't want to just let them spew anything out of their mouth.
As a mother, your job is to train them. The problem is that we have so many mothers who are untrained. As a father, your job is to train them. The problem is that majority of men can't train themselves to do anything. So everybody runs off to go find their favorite person to speak something into them that takes away their obligation to fulfill their job. That's what happens. We all go out and find our favorite teacher who takes away our obligation to do our job as husbands, as wives, as parents, as children. We're always looking for somebody to excuse us from what we have to do. Well, you don't have to do. That's not what it means. What it means is this. It doesn't mean you have to submit to him. What it really means is that you have to submit sometimes to him. It doesn't mean following a shoe that you have to work hard and provide food, clothing, covering, roof, and conjugal rights. What it means following a shoe is that you have to, if she's 5'3" and takes care of herself, then you have to do that. But if she's 5'2" and under, you don't have to. I mean, just excuses. That's not what the Bible says.
I'm not providing for her because she put on 5 extra pounds.
Yeah.
And so she's, unrighteous now.
Yeah. I mean, we see people today who are literally turning marriage into a game. People speaking all sorts of stuff about marriage. But these are all, usually it's people who aren't married. I don't understand that. There's no fruit. There's nothing that they're speaking from. They can't keep a man or can't keep a woman, but yet they want to talk about it. The Apocrypha talks about people who of experience. We've been married 9.5 years. Knew each other for 2 weeks before we got married. 2 weeks. Created a covenant. And look at this. I don't know. Anything else you want to say? That's a no. Okay. Trudy, you got anything else you want to say? What do you want? What do you want to say? Shalom. There you go. Shalom. That's great. See? Put it. Mackie, you're on the floor. Mackie, get up, son. Are you sleepy?
Yeah, he's sleepy.
Yeah.
He said he's tired.
Okay. All right, we're gonna get him on this nap. We're gonna get this one down for a nap,
And this one, maybe.
and that one down for a nap.
You ready for a nap? Oh.
Of course not. So we hope you are having a blessed day. We're hoping this video is edifying. You get to see the family, a family unit. 9.5 years of marriage. She's turning 31 soon. She's gonna be old.
It's a long way.
Old. Oh. They think. I want everybody say shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom, brothers and sisters.